Hey, Mental Mars here! And with the new story operations, Gearbox have introduced some new legendary gear to the game. And a little while ago I was able to acquire the legendary drop from the final boss in the story operation Toby's friendship raid. It's called the Arcship's Raider's Wrench, and this legendary is a unique one because it has some interesting stats. It decreases your buildable cost and it increases your movement speed. The unique legendary boost is that all your buildables will get increased attack damage and damage reduction based on your current operation points. This legendary gear can potentially be a good one to have if you're into building stuff like turrets. But that's exactly what the current operations are kinda lacking in my opinion. There aren't a sufficient amount of buildables throughout the current story operations to justify the investment in this piece of gear. This is because there aren't a lot of defense sections in these missions that cater to that. If we look at some of the main story missions that are part of the base game, there are more turrets that you can build there and that are more meaningful to build, especially during those defense missions. Another good example is the Archive. This mission is really good for this piece of gear, because you are able to build turrets throughout the mission. These will assist you in your fight against hordes of enemies that are coming all over the place, and they are more meaningful to invest in, as halfway through the mission you have to backtrack and you are able to benefit from your buildables as you make your way to the next location. And there are even more buildables that let you access small areas that you normally wouldn't be able to get to if you didn't spend those shards on those turrets. While the mission rewards you with a big shard cluster, it is nice to get a better profit deal out of these secondary objectives. But the mission doesn't stop there with utilizing turrets as part of a game mechanic. Because the final boss also requires you to build turrets in order to take down his shield before you can take him down. This mission is a showcase of good usage of the turrets, and if something like this was the case in the story operations, I would have found this legendary a lot more useful. Meanwhile, with the winter update livestream, the creative director Randy Farnell did mention a little something about the upcoming DLC. He spoke a little about the 3 upcoming story operations, and one of those stood out to me. Randy said that Oscar Mike vs Battle School will be a bit tailored towards the community that is asking for a horde mode experience. With a hint like this, I would expect a mission with a bigger emphasis on buildables and defense areas. And if that is the case for this upcoming story operation, the Arcship's Raider's Wrench would become more useful. I think it would have been nice to get this legendary item in that story mission instead of Toby's friendship raid, because I think it's better game design that the legendary item that enables you to complete the mission also drops from the mission you need it for. Especially when those story operations can be purchased individually, because with this legendary item and a stronger emphasis on buildables, Gearbox could make this story operation a bit more difficult. And on the other side, they are helping you to achieve the goal to complete the mission on the highest difficulty. But that just could be me. In any case, what do you guys think of this legendary? I think it would have also been a great piece of gear for the PvP if this legendary boost wasn't tied to your story ops. Maybe it could scale with your helix throughout the match. Like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with some more Battleborn content.